Hi everyone. So in this video I'll go through Kubernetes storage class, persistent volume, persistent volume claims, and how to use them in deployments. So let's get started. So what I do first is I'll set a namespace pv demo. I'm saving it to a variable called n. I'll be using it further in further commands. Okay. So what I do next is create this namespace pv demo. So my namespace is created. Now I will do is I will create a storage class. So I cannot do it imperatively, so I will be typing it out on the storageclass.yaml file. So I open VS Code, my file is created, and I will type it the storage class content. So we start with API version. It's StorageClass.io v1, kind is storage class, metadata, name is local disk, namespace I have given is pv demo, provisioner is Kubernetes io.noprovisioner, and allow volume expansion equal to true. So my storage class has been created. Just save this file, go back to the terminal, and create the storage class. So yeah, that is created. Next I will create a persistent volume. I'll be typing it out in the VS Code. So API version is v1, it's persistent volume, metadata namespace pv demo, name is local pv, spec storage class name equal to local disk, which we have just created in the prior step. Persistent volume reclaim policy is recycle, capacity I am giving as 1 gigabit, access mode I have giving as read write once, and host path volumes / data. So that is my host path. So this is where I will be mounting it. So I'll save this file and go back to terminal. So I'll create the persistent volume. Persistent volume has been created. Next step is to create a persistent volume claim. So I've opened that in VS Code. Now I'll type out the persistent volume claim content. So API version is v1, kind is persistent volume claim, metadata name equal to local pvc, namespace equal to pv demo, spec storage class name which we have given earlier local disk, access modes is read write once, resources basically how much it requests, storage 100 megabits. So this is like from 1 GB I'm taking 100 megabits. So I'll save this file and go back to the terminal. Okay, so I'll create the persistent volume claim. The persistent volume claim has also been created. Next I'll just show you the let's get those persistent volume and persistent volume claim. So we can see persistent volume claim is bound, local PV 1 gigabits, read write once, and persistent volume is here. Yeah. So next is I will create a deployment which will be using the persistent volume claim. So first I will redirect the dry run output to a YAML file, and then I will make the changes in that YAML file because we cannot do it imperatively. So I will redirect it to a YAML. I am using Nginx image, and name of the deployment will be pvc deploy. So I'll open that in VS Code again. So my file is opened in VS Code. So first change I will do is under the spec template spec I'll add the volumes, which will be basically the pod spec. So we are adding the volumes to the pod spec. So name of the volume is data, and persistent volume claim is what we have just created, local PVC. So that has been added. Next is to add volume mounts under the container section. So we add the volume mounts to the container, and it will be like volume mounts, then name, and it's referring to the same name data, and mount path will be /tmp/app data. So just remember this /tmp/app data. We'll doing some test on this. So here is the file. I'll show you once again. So here is the volume mounts under the containers, and second is under the spec, pod spec, we are having a volumes, and we are dealing with the deployment. So these are all the changes. I'll go back to the terminal. I will create the deployment. So my deployment also has been created. Let's describe the deployment and see if we can see some mounts. So I am just describing the deployment and doing a grep for mounts. It's a ignore case, and after mounts I want to see the file lines after the mount section. So you see that /tmp app data under the mounts has been mounted, and type is PersistentVolumeClaim, and it is referring to the persistent volume which we have created, local PVC. So we'll just check out the deployment. So deployment is all good. One out of one container ready, up to date, available, 44 second back it was created. Next we'll just check out the pod. So I'm just saving the pod name to a variable. So this is basically the pod of that deployment, PVC deploy. You can see the name is matching, and that this is the pod name. So I will doing some exec onto that pod. So I'm doing exec and doing a touch of one particular file. I'm creating that file into that, and you can see here this /tmp/app data, which is the PersistentVolumeClaim which got mounted, and I'm creating a file. So that is also, file is also created. I will just check it out. So we can see the content of the file. Yep. So that's it, guys. This is all what I have included in this particular demo. We have created first a storage class, which is basically local disk. Then we create a persistent volume, a PersistentVolumeClaim, and we create a deployment which is referring to PersistentVolumeClaim. And just a final step, if you were interested, I will just do a cleanup. So this is basically, so if you want, if you are interested, you can do a cleanup. So I have created 4 files. I'm removing those files. I have created a deployment which I'm deleting, and PersistentVolumeClaim, persistent volume, and a local disk, and I'm deleting the namespace as well. So all the resources which I have created for this demo is getting deleted one by one. So yeah, that's all. So I hope you like this demo. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. See you. Bye, and see you for the next time.